Hello everyone, this is Mr. Steelix your girl, here with another VGC beginner guide featuring Reshiram. Reshiram is a Generation 5 restricted legendary that specializes in special attack, and has a relatively solid spread of bulk. These features, coupled with its balanced typing and move pool, make Reshiram a powerful force that can sponge attacks while firing off large damage to whittle down your opponents. First, let's dive into the general breakdown of Reshiram and what makes it unique. Reshiram has a stat pool of 680, which is split by 100 HP, 120 attack, 100 defense, 150 special attack, 120 special defense, and 90 speed. Reshiram's typing, Dragon and Fire, is fairly balanced offensively and defensively, giving it a grand total of 5 resistances, with 2 of those being quad resistances, but also having 3 weaknesses. This typing makes Reshiram a huge asset to its own Dragon type, as it is neutral against fairy moves and can hit steel types for super effective damage. Reshiram's signature ability is Turbo Blaze. This ability makes it so moves can be used on the target regardless of its abilities. For example, Reshiram is able to land ground type moves on any Pokemon that have Levitate, can use moves that lower stats on Pokemon that have Clear Body, or ignore the damage debuffs that abilities like Terra Shell or Multiscale give. Reshiram has 2 signature moves, Fusion Flare and Blue Flare. Fusion Flare is a 100 base power fire type special attacking move with 100% accuracy. This move has a secondary effect where if Zekrom's signature move, Fusion Bolt, is used on the same turn, then the move that goes second will have its power doubled. Blue Flare is a 130 base power fire type special attacking move with 85% accuracy. This move also has a 20% chance to leave the target with a burn. While the accuracy is much lower than Fusion Flare, the extra damage and chance of landing a burn on your opponent give it a massive upside. Now that we've got some context on Reshiram, let's move on to some theoretical builds, common teammates, and how to use it. Reshiram is a straightforward Pokemon with a solid move pool and impressive special attack that can be used successfully a couple of different ways. Our first build focuses on investment in special attack and HP, while further bolstering Reshiram's bulk via the held item Assault Vest. Assault Vest is an item that boosts the special defense of the holder by 50%, but requires the Pokemon to only use damaging attacks. For the moveset, we opt primarily to use Reshiram's stabs in Fire and Dragon moves with Blue Flare, Heat Wave, and Draco Meteor, while also using Earth Power as our coverage move to deal with opposing fire types. Earth Power can easily be changed out for another move like Shadow Ball or Psychic depending on your team's needs. Blue Flare was chosen over Fusion Flare to take advantage of the extra damage and chance at burns, but Fusion Flare should be used instead if you're worried about game-breaking misses. The second build is only a slight variation to the first that allows for the use of Protect and looks to push the offense even further at the expense of bulk. I chose to run Charcoal on this set, which increases fire type damage by 20% to benefit both Heat Wave and Blue Flare. Life Orb also can be subbed in here to boost all attacks by 30% at the cost of damage ticks after every attack. For both of these sets, I tested out 2 Terra types, Grass and Fairy. While Grass certainly had its positives in removing its weaknesses to Ground and being immune to Spore or Rage Powder, I found that Fairy Terra was far more game-changing by becoming immune to Dragon moves from other restricted legendaries, while adding 2 weaknesses in which Reshiram already has a positive matchup into. Strong teammates are incredibly important for success when using Reshiram to overcome its deficiencies. Whimsicott and Tornadus are phenomenal speed control options, both having access to Prankster Tailwind or damage buffs with Prankster Sunny Day. Pokemon like Incineroar and Rillaboom also provide much needed space with use of Fake Out. Rillaboom also provides great coverage against its ground and rock weaknesses, or by being a great pivot for Reshiram, as they complement each other's main weaknesses well. Incineroar can also aid with Intimidate to help out Reshiram's physical defense and complement the Assault Vest special defense boost. While Incineroar and Reshiram share 2 weaknesses, this can mostly be ignored, as you'll likely be using your Terra on Reshiram in most games. Meta Pokemon that pose a serious threat to Reshiram and should be considered when team building include Miraidon and Koraidon, Landorus Incarnate and Therian, Groudon, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Ursaluna and Ursaluna Blood Moon, and Tinglu. These Pokemon are rock, ground, or dragon types that pose a serious threat to Reshiram, either by being able to deliver one-hit KOs while being faster, or by resisting Reshiram's damage. The matchup against Groudon and Koraidon is fairly interesting, as they set the Sun, which does bolster Reshiram's fire damage by 50%, so there is a cautious balance that can be used to Reshiram's advantage. In official VGC tournaments, Reshiram had a solid run throughout the Sword and Shield circuit with a regional win and 6 top 8 finishes. But Reshiram has not made any traction in the Scarlet and Violet era with 0 top finishes in all of Generation 9. In my opinion, Reshiram can be a daunting force with its powerful typing, great special attack stat, and decent move pool. However, as was the case with Zekrom, its lacking speed and over-reliance on teammates forces Reshiram out of the spotlight in respect to other restricted legendary options. Even so, Reshiram can still provide immense offensive pressure and offers a great deal of sustain in matches when paired with Assault Vest. I believe that when the dual restricted format releases in Scarlet and Violet, then we very well may see a return of this Generation 5 legendary. This concludes our VGC beginner guide focused on Reshiram. If there's any Pokemon you'd like to see covered next, please comment below. If you liked what you watched, feel free to drop a like, comment, or subscribe to this channel. It helps out a lot. As always, thank you for watching.